For far too long, anxious individuals have been misunderstood, labeled as fragile, dysfunctional, or even problematic. Popular culture reinforces the myth that a restless mind is the enemy of peace, that overthinking is a sign of emotional weakness, and that the solution is simple: just stop worrying. But what happens when we look deeper, through the lens of cognitive science, deep psychology, and neuroscience? Could it be that anxiety, rather than a flaw, is actually the reflection of a brain operating at an unusually high level of complexity? The truth is, there exists a particular kind of anxious mind, one that isn't merely reacting to fear, but is actively engaged in intense cognitive processing, a mind that constantly simulates scenarios, anticipates threats, and evaluates variables that most people never even consider. And perhaps, as counterintuitive as it may seem, this kind of mind is actually better equipped to handle the demands of the modern world than we've been led to believe. Nobel Prize-winning psychologist Daniel Kahneman introduced a theory that radically shifts how we interpret this phenomenon. In his groundbreaking book, Thinking, Fast and Slow, Kahneman describes two systems of thought that operate in our brains. System 1 is fast, intuitive, and automatic. System 2 is slow, analytical, and deliberate. People with high levels of anxiety often live with System 2 constantly activated, meaning their minds are perpetually evaluating possibilities, questioning assumptions, and anticipating what could go wrong. In other words, they are thinking excessively, thinking deeply. And that brings us to the central provocation of this video. What if these people, the so-called overthinkers, the restless, the ones tormented by their own thoughts, are actually operating at a cognitive level that most never reach? What if this intense form of thinking, when properly channeled, represents an evolutionary, intellectual, and strategic advantage?